Greetings. This is Meet the Candidates, meeting Alex Albright, who's running for District 4, Pitt County Commissioner. I'm Jamie Jacobson. I've known Alex for quite a while. I'm a longtime resident of Pitt County and a local businesswoman. Alex Albright, you are running for the position of Pitt County Commissioner for District 4, the seat that's long been held by Mark Owens of Farmville, who's not seeking re-election. First, what communities does District 4 cover?
District 4 is big, but it's not the biggest. It's the third biggest. It's the westernmost. Farmville is sort of our capital, the biggest community. It includes Falkland and Fountain of the incorporated variety. Lots of rural communities, Ballard's Crossroads, Dupree Crossroads. I've got a list of those on my webpage. It's very interesting to see places that we've sort of forgotten. Sometimes we drive right by. California is in this district. The Tar River borders it on one side, and then Edgecombe and Wilson and Greene counties on the other.
Wide demographics, I would say.
Yeah, it runs from Rock Spring out to the rural areas, and yeah, it's a big demographic difference there.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of natural resources, river. We got the river. We've got a couple of swamps, lots of creeks and streams and branches. Yeah.
So why are you running for this office?
Well, I love Pitt County. It happens that I'm retiring from a 37-year career in education. And Mark Owens is retiring, so this position is coming up. I've known Mark for years. We go to the same church, Fountain Presbyterian. Mark was an elder there for many years. I'm an elder there now. My wife and son go to that church also. So Mark talked to me about this position and encouraged me to run. And I think I have some energy left and look forward to doing what I can to help the citizens of the county.
What do you see as being the most important topics and challenges facing your district and Pitt County as a whole?
Our district has some unusual challenges, but so that share a lot with the state, and it's that rural urban divide. We're pretty much in line with what the state says. It's almost a little over 50% urban and almost 50% rural. So you have that kind of challenge. Accessibility creates challenges out in the country, and then congestion creates challenges in the city. And you think about public transportation and how that might help us get more accessible for health care, for recreation, for those sorts of things.
How do you propose what would you do to improve public transportation?
Well, one thing that might work would be a hub at Farmville that could get people directly to the Vidant medical community, and then people could maybe take advantage of existing public transportation opportunities that are around Vidant and Greenville. But Fountain and Falkland, for example, could get access to Greenville without having to run separate lines from bus lines from Greenville to each of those communities.
And I believe you've pointed out that transportation dovetails into business development and as well as healthcare.
Yeah, I think it's very interrelated. Recreation services, healthcare, business recruitment. All of these things to me are related. And recreation, for example, if our kids are isolated and can't participate in after-school sports or weekend sports, they're not as likely to be as healthy. If you have rural residents who can't get regular access to health care and instead go when there's an emergency or when things are getting difficult for them, then their health care suffers. If we have better trail systems and more opportunities for people to exercise, you see how that's part of transportation too. If we add a bike lane from Farmville to Fountain, that's transportation, but it's also health. If you have a hub from Farmville to Greenville, it's also that access to Vidant too.
Mm-hmm. What do you think we can do in the realm of public education?
Public education, I think our teachers need to be making as much as those in Raleigh. We need to get our supplements up. We need to think about ways, not just tax money, but to tap into our business resources, to get a little bit of help from them. I think recruiting a business to this community becomes easier if we're able to say, look at what a fantastic school system we have. It's good, but it's right now, but it's got some challenges. We need more resource officers. We need more child psychologists. We need to take care of our children before we have to protect them. And yet taking care of them is a kind of protection, but it's not that we need walls around them and guns. We need to make sure that our kids are safe and that they're not being bullied on a daily basis, and that we have enough resource officers and psychologists on campus to take care of those things.
And we can still be fiscally responsible and address these.
We've got to be. If we can't be, then we have to do it slower. You know, we're a big business. Pitt County is a huge business. It's a very well run machine, almost a $200 million budget, and all the departments are functioning. They're led by professionals, they're staffed by dedicated public employees, and we have a fantastic business here if you think about government as a business. Could it do things a little more efficiently? Could we make things a little more accessible? I think so, but fiscal responsibility is absolute foremost. We don't want to raise taxes, we want to figure out ways to do more with what we have, and business recruitment is a big part of it. You see what's happening in Greenville with their tax base, with the transforming properties. That's a big part of a tax base.
Mm-hmm. So what qualities and experiences do you bring to the table? Your business experience, your political experience, your professional experience?
Well, I've been a commissioner in Fountain. I'm in my third four-year term. I was reelected in November, and again, I wouldn't be running for this office had I not decided after I'd filed for Fountain to retire. So I'm retiring from 37 years of education, and I've listened a lot. I've tried to help people along the way. I'm dedicated to public education. I grew up a product of public schools. My parents were big promoters and supporters of public schools. My dad was also in the local board of education. I've lived in Fountain since 2001 with Elizabeth and our son Silas. I'm a family person, a church person. Yeah, I grew up with small town values in Alamance County, and I love small communities, and I love what a big town offers too. So I like being able for us as a county to have the best of both worlds, take advantage of our natural resources, our people resources, and make it a stronger, a healthier place.
And R.A. Fountain General Store is part of your resume.
Yeah, all right. It's a sort of a business. We've been trying at that since 2004, and it's a challenge. I understand the challenges of trying to run a small business in a big box and e-commerce world. We love the business. It's not open that often now, but one of my ideas in retirement is to get down there a little more often. We live 2 blocks away from the store, and I can handle that. And
it's been a good crossroads for community music.
We have a lot of fun with music. We have literary events there. We do the annual Fountain Martin Luther King celebration there. We have great gospel music in this county. You know, if this was in New Jersey, a lot of these folks have been recording rock and roll, you know, like in the 50s with the labels that we're picking up on the beautiful gospel music.
Why do you think you are the best candidate for District 4?
I know the district. I know the people. You know, I've been driving back and forth from Fountain to Greenville for almost 20 years. I have 7 different ways that I go, and I'm almost always taking my time. I love the farmland and the buildings, the rivers, the little creeks, all the names of the places, the historic places, Turnage Crossroads, which is gone. You know, all those kinds of, they're almost like ghosts in the countryside, and I don't want those places to be forgotten. I want to be a voice for the people that live in them, but I also want to you know, work with the more urban world. There's no point in separating these. You know, they're both necessary for quality of life. Parks are important. You know, regional parks would be interesting. You know, Pitt County could possibly get a stronger park system that gets us more out into rural areas.
Alex, where can people find out more about you and your candidacy?
Well, they can call me. I'm in the phone book in Fountain. I don't carry a cell phone, but my phone number is 252-749-7974. They can look at our webpage, which is still under construction, and I'm the webmaster. I am not a designer, okay? So that's at albright4pitt.org, and the 4 is a numeral.
Great, great. Well, this has been great. Meet the candidate, Alex Albright, District 4 Pitt County Commissioner. Thanks.
Thank you, Jamie.